What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Gakis, and today we are going to be taking a look at the utter insanity that is the brand new legendary weapons from the Equilibrium dungeon, which has just been added to Destiny 2 in the Renegades expansion. Guys, these weapons are looking to be god tier, but not just that. These are incredibly unique, one-of-a-kind weapons, and the reason is because almost all of them are blasters. They are heat weapons, which were just introduced to Destiny with the Renegades expansion. So they can, quite literally, do things that no other legendary weapon in the entire game can do. And so, let's get started. Alright, now if any of these weapons look good, obviously you're gonna have to beat the dungeon, or at least parts of the new Equilibrium dungeon, to get these weapons. If you want to know how to do literally every single encounter, check out my complete Equilibrium dungeon guide linked right up above. And if you're wondering, wait, isn't there an exotic with this dungeon? Yes, the heirloom exotic special ammo crossbow. It's Chewbacca's Boltcaster. I've done a video on that already, linked right up above as well. But in this video, we are focusing on the legendary weapons. So, to get things started and to really give you an idea of just how nuts these weapons are, we have the Bitter End Machine Gun. This is what you saw in the clip at the beginning of the video. So, this is the first and only machine gun that is a heat weapon. Specifically, it belongs to the balanced heat weapon archetype. Now, why do I keep freaking out about this? I mean, aren't these just normal legendary weapons with a bit of a gimmick that they can overheat? Well, no. Not at all. So, specifically with this machine gun, I mean, you have a 900 RPM machine gun. This can shoot hundreds of rounds before it needs to reload, but because it's a heat weapon, you can actually hit the perfect reload just before it overheats, and you cut down the reload time to next to nothing. I've used a lot of machine guns in my day. I wish they would reload this fast. So basically, because it is a heat weapon, you have a built-in reload perk. This is essentially like getting Outlaw or Feeding Frenzy with your gun, except it doesn't take up a perk slot. You just have to hit the reload at the right time. But there's so much more. Now, another feature of being a heat weapon is the fact that it cools down over time. So if you shoot the bitter end, you get up to high heat, and then you stop, it will slowly lose heat. Essentially, it's slowly adding rounds back into the magazine. This is essentially reconstruction, right? But as a base additional feature of the gun that takes up no perks. It will even reload when stowed. So essentially, it has a crappy version of auto-loading holster. But again, this is taking up nothing. This is just purely beneficial. This actually matters a lot when you have something like this perk right here, Killing Tally. This is one of the best, most meta machine gun perks in the entire game, because as you get kills, you get a damage bonus that will not go away until you reload. Well, if your weapon automatically reloads itself when you're not shooting, I mean, that is actually really good with a perk like Killing Tally. Now, what you saw at the beginning of the video was a brand new perk, Trickle Charge. Receiving or discharging Bolt Charge partially loads an improved quantity of the magazine from reserves. Essentially, you just stand behind the Titan Storm's Keep barricade, and yeah, every time Bolt Charge goes off, you lose a massive amount of heat. You lose so much heat, you actually go back to zero. So you have an infinite magazine size until your Storm's Keep barricade actually goes away, and then finally it will start to overheat. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. I mean, Trickle Charge is present on some other weapons, but on a machine gun, it's actually crazy, guys. But that is just one of the weapons we're going to look at. Another crazy one here is actually the Voltaic Shade. This is a scout rifle. It's a 260 rounds per minute, so that's akin to a rapid fire frame scout rifle, but it is a balanced heat weapon yet again, and so you get that perfect reload mechanic just before it overheats. However, with this scout rifle, we can show off another massive advantage that heat weapons have. By the way, I covered like all of these heat weapon tips in a video talking about like all the advantages heat weapons have over normal legendary weapons. It did terrible, by the way, no one watched it, but I think it's a very good video, and we're going to be using a lot of the tips in this video, just talking about how these dungeon weapons have perks that really emphasize heat weapon advantages, and one of those is Volt Shot. So, with heat weapons, guys, you can vent at any time. You can start the reload process at any time, even after one shot. But, unlike other legendary weapons where you're stuck in the reload animation, and if you cancel it, sometimes you'll have 0 rounds in the magazine still, right? But with heat weapons, you can instantly reload cancel at any time and start shooting. This is absurd with any perk that will trigger on a reload, because that counts as a reload. Yes, you trigger the vent, and then 1 millisecond later, you start shooting again, break the reload animation, that will trigger kill clip, and it will trigger again Volt Shot. And you're seeing this in the background gameplay. Kill one guy, hit the vent, break the animation, start shooting again almost immediately. That triggers Volt Shot. Guess what? I can do it again and again and again. Like, there's actually seemingly no cooldown with me doing that. So again, being able to break that venting animation, as long as you're not like completely overheated, you can't break that animation, but breaking that animation to trigger Volt Shot instantly is crazy. And that's an advantage that other Volt Shot weapons don't have. If you have a look at other weapons with Volt Shot, like the God Rolls, they all involve reload perks. You don't need that here. Or like, genuinely, you don't need a reload increasing perk to get back to Volt Shot because you just break the animation. And if you think that's crazy, check out this, the Zealous Ideal auto rifle. It's a 450 RPM solar auto. My clanmate sent me this roll he got, guys. This can get heal clip. And yes, I can confirm the instant animation break reload works with heal clip. So kill an enemy, hit the vent, and break the animation. And it's not even like you break the animation, you're not shooting. You break the animation by shooting your weapon again. That will trigger heal clip every single time you do it, just like you saw with Volt Shot. That is crazy. I mean, like, that might be one of the fastest heal clip animations in the game. And again, heal clip is in the left. You don't have to ramp up the reload speed to make heal clip better. It just automatically can do that reload cancel and make heal clip trigger very, very quickly. In the right column, we have other good perks here. I mean, we have Onslaught in this screenshot. And someone from my Discord sent me a roll they got, again with heal clip, but in the right, we have One for All, and we also have Burning Ambition, so we have even more like scorching solar synergies if you want them, guys. Now, before we get into some real insanity, another cool weapon I want to showcase is this high Tyrant I got. You have Repulsor, Brace, and Destab in the left column, so you can combine either one of those with a damage increasing perk. I mean, I have Frenzy and Master of Arms as well. This is going to be a rapid fire frame, essentially 540 RPM pulse rifle that is void. But we've actually been looking almost exclusively at balanced heat weapons. There's another archetype of heat weapon, dynamic heat weapons, and remember, for that, the perfect reload is actually at the beginning of the overheat process, at the beginning of the heat meter. And so you can shoot just a few shots, then you can trigger your reload, and if you press reload again right in that initial target, you essentially get a few seconds of a massively extended magazine. And you can see that in the background gameplay with, Renegade weapons that are already in the game, like just how crazy the magazine becomes when you trigger the dynamic heat reload. Well, guess what? You have a dynamic heat sniper rifle coming from the dungeon. That's right, the Conspiracy Honed. Guys, that means, again, you can maybe shoot once, double hit reload, trigger that dynamic heat perfect reload, and then go to town. Basically shoot, 5, 7 rounds without any sort of magazine extension perk. And so that means you have stuff like the roll you see here. Yeah, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is a double damage perk roll on a sniper. Vorpal weapon in the left column, and then bait and switch in the right column. Both of them gonna be massively increasing the damage. Now, normally, if you had a sniper with that, it wouldn't be that great because you're like, dude, it's only gonna trigger for 3 rounds or whatever before I need to reload. But if you're triggering the dynamic heat perfect reload and you have these double damage perks, guys, like, that actually might be nuts. Again, there is a downside, there is a cost. You have to, waste around, essentially hit the dynamic reload. But man, if you can pull that off and you have this double damage roll, that is actually nuts. Especially because heat weapons in general, and specifically the dynamic heat weapons, do more damage than other legendary weapons. Yes, they just straight up do more damage. Yeah, that's insane. Now, there is actually a non-heat weapon dropping from the dungeon. It's what I've gotten here, the Sullen Claw sword. This is a void, lightweight frame, and it can get some decent perks, as you can see. But what's really interesting is that I can confirm this thing can get Eager Edge. Eager Edge on a lightweight frame. That could be really, really cool. I don't even know if that's in the game at all right now. So some incredibly unique weapons you guys absolutely want to go after. And again, the main reason is just because they're heat weapons. They basically have inherent advantages because they're heat weapons over any other legendary. Why would you use any other scout rifle with Volt Shot when you can use this one that can do the crazy reload canceling and all that stuff, right? Like, it just gives you this extra layer of ability over normal weapons. So definitely, guys, Equilibrium Dungeon, I think is going to be worth doing. Guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.